Missouri real estate agents, we've got some really big news to share with you today. LPT Realty is finally opening up in the state of Missouri. We've had a lot of buzz about this brokerage. You've probably heard about LPT, and in this video, AJ and I are going to go through the details. We're going to go through the one pager, the most important stuff that you need to know about what LPT Realty has to offer its agents. We're going to break this down in detail so that you know what's in store for you if you'd like to partner with LPT Realty. My name is Marc AJ.
I'm AJ Ackerman.
And we are Elevated Agents.
All right, let's grow, baby. I love going into new states. It's super exciting, the enthusiasm. Today, our goal is to talk about you and your state and some of the values and some of the things that we offer at LPT Realty. This is not our super long version. It's not completely detailed, but we're going to give you some of those main things that you need to know before you take that next step in your real estate journey. So Mark and I are going to go through some things, but the first thing I want to share is one of the corporate core values, which is agent choice. One of the reasons that we're growing so fast is because I think we're the only hybrid model out there. I don't know if there's anything else out there right now, but we're one of the only brokerages that you get to choose what commission plan you get to decide to work with. The first one is that business builder plan. Now, that's one of the plans that the majority of agents are choosing, especially right now in the market. What that plan is it's $500 per transaction with a $5,000 cap. Now, we're going to talk about fees here in a minute, but that's a really cool option right now, this flat fee option, and you get to enjoy all of the benefits except for just a couple things, which we'll talk about here in a minute. The other option is that Rev Share option. This is if you are a high producing agent, if you have a lot of agents that you could attract potentially to LPT, and also if you want to build your team. This Rev Share model is pretty cool. It's an 80-20 split with a $15,000 cap. How amazing is that? That gives you that ability to earn maybe some extra stock. It gives you the ability to earn revenue share. And it also gives you the ability to grow your business in a way that maybe you didn't think before. I'm super excited to be sharing this with you guys. That's kind of our first thing is choice. And now you're going to start realizing that there are going to be some more choices and we'll just kind of stack on that. You want to talk about the fee structure?
Yeah, absolutely. So our fees are really, really simple. And essentially we have two fees and that's it. So to start with, we have no startup fee. So when you join the brokerage, there is no fee to sign up, no fee to join the brokerage. We have no monthly fees, and this is something that we see with a lot of, particularly brokers that offer a flat fee option, is you still have that monthly fee. We have no startup fee, we have no monthly fee. So if you're a new agent and you think it's going to take you a little while to start ramping up your business, you're not going to be paying LPT Realty this monthly fee until you get that first deal. No money will be paid to LPT until you close your very first deal. Now, once you do that, what are the fees? AJ already broke down our two comp plans, so that's going to be your split, either the $500 or the 20% until you've either capped at the $5,000 or at the $15,000. The additional fees that we have is a one-time per year. So every single year, the very first deal that you do after your anniversary date, there's a $500 annual fee. What does that cover? So that covers your entire year's worth of E&O insurance, of technology, of marketing, of support, of everything that you would normally get charged for on an individual transaction basis. We lump that all into one fee, one time on your very first deal, $500. Outside of that, the only other fee that we have is a $195 transaction fee on every deal that you do. So deals 1 through infinity, you've got the $195 in addition to whichever comp plan split you're on. And that's it, guys. No other fees, no hidden fees, no tech fees, no nothing. So those are our two fees.
Yeah, you know, it's how amazing is that, first and foremost? There's a lot of agents that are coming over just because of that purpose. But the other thing is, you know, there's some questions that you should be asking if you're considering changing brokerages, you know, and the big question that most agents are asking is kind of, what's in it for me, right? What's the value? I like to kind of present it in this way is, how is the company going to support you? And so what are some of the tools and the things that you get as being an agent? And remember, you get these tools automatically as soon as you join. Whether you do a deal or not, you have access to these. You have access to Chime, right? That is the CRM that you currently get when you join LPT Realty. It's a robust system. It's one of the top CRMs in the country. I actually personally use it. I find a lot of great value in it. And there's some upgrades and things that you can do with that. The other thing that you get is dot loop, right? This is your electronic signature. This is where all of your forms are, your contracts, and you can use this to your business. A lot of agents I talk to pay extra to have their own systems. Now, here's the other thing. If you have your own systems and you're happy with them, remember, we talked about agent choice. You can still feel free to use the systems that are working for you, but these are the systems that you get when you join LPT Realty. The other system that you get, and this is the big one, is listing power tools, right? They talk about sticky marketing. What makes LPT different? Well, LPT stands for Listing Power Tools. This is an amazing box that you get with every single listing. It's got 168 pieces of marketing materials for you to use. You just pay shipping. And here's one thing is that we don't have time to talk about it today, but there are levels to this listing power tool game. There are other boxes that you can use for prospecting. There's other boxes you can get for open houses. There's so much to listing power tools that we just don't have enough time to share with you that today. But I want to make sure you guys understand you get this big, beautiful box. And I'll tell you right now, one thing that's really important to Robert Palmer is for us to have an unfair advantage. And so when you go into a listing appointment and you get, just so you know, as soon as you join, you get one of these boxes right away as kind of an example to start taking to your listing appointments. I have personally won 2 listings partially because of this beautiful box that you present to these sellers. There's no one else really doing this out there in the world. And the fourth is LPT Connect. This is your mobile device. You can do it on your laptop, on your mobile phone, but you have access to everything right into the one thing. Remember, Robert Palmer is a technologist. He owns all of this technology. He owns the print shop. So all of this value, one of the reasons that we're able to do so much is because they own the proprietary rights and they own the systems. And so it's just been a beautiful thing. What do you want to add to that, Mark? There's so much in the support that we get.
Yeah, there's so much and there's more added. There's a lot of other stuff that we don't really even have time to go through.
Luxury collection.
Things like Desi, which is our own in-house proprietary AI system that does a lot from social media marketing ads for you to just listed to coming soon to new partnerships. And we're getting to the point where this thing can even scrub through all the listings that we have as a brokerage, identify listings that could use more marketing help to get them sold faster and start reaching. There's a lot that we offer. But again, we just want to scratch the surface here. And again, as AJ mentioned, we've got a much more detailed video. It's about 80 minutes long that we did earlier this year that still doesn't cover everything. If you want to check that out, I'm going to leave a link to it up in the corner here. Again, it's about 80 minutes long, but if you want to learn a lot more detailed breakdown of this, you can do that. You mind if I jump into the next part?
No, let's go.
Awesome. Rev Share. So one of the big benefits that we offer here at LPT Realty is, again, agent choice. And that choice starts, as AJ said, with what comp plan you're going to go through. Be that our flat fee, $500 per file, $5,000 cap business builder plan, or our 80/20 Rev Share plan with the $15,000 cap. And so the biggest difference between those two, one of the first differences between those is the Rev Share partner allows you to actually get paid revenue share for agents that you have brought into the model. So if you're not familiar with revenue share, essentially the way it works is, so AJ was presented with the LPT model. He decided within 48 hours he was going to move his license. He came over. AJ and I were doing business in a separate capacity. He presented the model to me. I saw the value. We both came from EXP before coming here. I then shifted my license over. And so the way that Rev Share works is now AJ is my sponsor. And if when I go out and sell a home, a portion of the revenue that would go to the brokerage, be that on a $500 flat fee or a 80/20 split, half of that revenue is going to go to corporate for their profit to be able to keep the company operational and make sure that we have these amazing tools for all the agents. And the other half of that revenue that goes to corporate goes into this Rev Share pool. Now, what's really cool is that no matter which plan you join on, you get to attract agents to the brokerage. So you make this move, you find that it's really working well for you and your business, and you want to share that with some of your fellow agents. Some of them will choose to move over from whatever brokerage they're at to LPT, and if they choose to name you as their sponsor, the same thing will happen. A portion of the revenue that is generated from the home sales they make, part of it goes to corporate, part of it goes into the Rev Share pool. Now, When you're on that flat fee model, essentially what you do is forfeit those rev share dollars that are generated below you. But again, you can still build the downline and you can still have those revenue share dollars generated. You're just forfeiting them in exchange for having that lower $5,000 cap. But if that rev share starts getting big enough, let's say around $10,000 a year, to where now when you switch from a business builder to a rev share partner and you've got a $15,000 cap, you're basically offsetting that cap with the additional rev share, and everything from there is additional money in your pocket. And so those are the biggest differences right off the bat between the two comp plans. Is you can both attract agents. The rev share gets generated. The business builder is going to forfeit that revenue, and the rev share partner is actually going to collect that revenue. So we'll put a chart up on the screen so that you can see how many frontline qualifying agents or an agent that you have directly sponsored that sells at least one deal every 6 months. There's a certain number of those that you're going to need to unlock certain levels, and then there's a certain amount of revenue per agent that you could earn until they have caps. So we'll put that chart up on the screen so you have that idea. But rev share is just one of those amazing things, different from actively selling real estate, which is active earned income. Rev share really becomes residual income. So you take the one-time investment of, helping these agents come on board, assisting them as needed throughout their time here at LPT Realty. But then from there, that's revenue that's being generated for you that you're not actively having to go out and sell real estate to earn. And so this is that type of revenue that as you want to start selling less real estate and eventually transition into more of a retirement type scenario, you're still going to have income coming in via the agents that you have helped bring into this brokerage and that they have brought into the brokerage 7 levels down. So it's a really amazing opportunity. It's something that we see a lot of agents initially are not interested in, and then there's a handful that really do see the value, particularly with the fact that we're the fastest scaling real estate brokerage in history, and they've seen how this has worked out for people in other brokerages that have a similar model, and they choose to take advantage of it. So I would say it's a great option for everyone to explore at some point in time. And again, it is a huge ancillary benefit that LPT offers to its agents to have additional streams of revenue.
Yeah, it's an extra reward. It's I have a hard time believing why anybody wouldn't be at a real estate company right now that didn't offer that, because I'll tell you what, as a top agent, right, when you're producing, you meet a lot of agents. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times you do a deal with somebody that you like and, they're like, wow, like it's been really great working with you. I'm not happy with where I'm at. It doesn't have to be this whole recruiting thing. We don't recruit at all, quite honestly. We do pure attraction. We add value, we educate, and then people reach out and say, hey, like I'm interested. And we're like, hey, that's cool. Because I'll tell you right now, there's somebody watching here that doesn't like us, and that's fine, right? But there's a lot of you that are like, hey, you guys are cool. I get it. And then you want to work with us. So what's beautiful about the attraction piece is you end up attracting who you are, and you get to work with more people that you enjoy. One thing I want to talk about real quick is, depending on when you're watching this video, and I'm assuming you're watching it during the early adopter phase, is that right now, every state but Florida is in the early adopter stage, which means there are extra benefits as becoming kind of one of those people that are giving LPT the chance in the beginning. Because guess what? We're a new company, right? Things are adjusting, things are changing. We're learning from the wins, we're learning from the losses. And so as we go through this stage, there's going to be ups and downs. And so Robert Palmer is awarding the agents that take that step, that take that leap and say, hey, like I'm interested, I see it, I believe it, I want to jump in. And one of those extra benefits, not only is it revenue share, but it's stocks. So I think now's a great time to kind of go into the stocks. We are in that pre-IPO stage. People are like, AJ, why did you join LPT Realty? Well, I'll be honest, I first joined because I saw the timing and the opportunity. I have never left a brokerage for any other reason than opportunity. I was presented the model. My buddy texted me, sent me a text. He said, hey, are you interested in a real estate opportunity? I was like, seriously? But it was a great, I'm just going to call him out, Damian Calais is my sponsor. He's awesome. I got the text and I'm so thankful for him reaching out to me because I saw it. I got it really quickly. And when I saw the opportunity to earn stock before we go public, I was like, this seems like probably a really good idea. And so whether you're a business builder or you're a rev share partner, you have the opportunity to earn stock right now. And that's in shares. Marc will put a thing of whatever the most recent one is up. But let me kind of give you an example. When you sell your first deal, you get a stock award. When you sell the first, third, and 15. As a revenue share partner, you get a big award if you sell 35 plus homes a year. So if you have a big team or you're a big producer, this is something you really need to consider when deciding to make the change. Because once again, imagine 3, 4, 5 years from now and you've been building this business and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I've got this stock over here and it's worth this much. What could you do with that extra money? And as an early adopter, there's an extra benefit that I'm not going to tell you about. You got to click below and set up with, actually, it's on the one-page sheet. So if you download the one-page sheet, you'll see it. Secret. But the stock is something that's really exciting. We don't know when the IPO is going live. We believe it's sometime in the next 12 to 18 months. We're actually in November of 2023 while we're doing this. And just we're excited, man. You know, the opportunity to have an unfair advantage, listing power tools, no monthly fees, you know, being able to collect revenue share if that's something that you're interested in, and earning the stock. I just don't understand how people don't see that.
I don't see it either. And I want to say something too that people ask us a lot, like, what's the real, like, we get all the nuts and bolts. Like, what's the other difference between LPT and some of the other, say, cloud brokerages out there in particular? And it really does come down to culture. We're trying to build a different culture here. Part of that comes down to some of our core values, and the core values that we've adopted here at LPT Realty, I will tell you, are unique to the industry. We're taking a lot of stands on our position about what our agents should be spending their time doing. And so I want to go quickly because I think this is important to say as well. I'm going to put these on the screen, but I also want to read them out to you. So these are some of the core values that we have here at LPT Realty that you will find are different, and there's a lot of very, very good reasons for why we have these, but I want to read through these just so you understand kind of where we're coming from as a brokerage. And this all starts with being real estate first. Primarily, we want our agents out there selling as many deals as they can and putting as much money in their pocket and saving as much money from not having it go to the brokerage. And so that is our primary core function here as a real estate brokerage, is to be real estate first and promote real estate sales. And so I want to read this from this one pager. To encourage agents to focus on real estate sales versus recruiting and help agents reach 100% commission on real estate sales sooner, agents must first have one full core transaction, and Rev Share is applied to the cap first. So essentially what this means is, at LPT Realty, in order to receive any of the rev share that we talked about, you have to at least have sold one core transaction. And so that's going to allow you to start receiving that rev share initially. And then from there, it's important to understand that if you're generating dollars from revenue share, just as agents who are generating dollars through real estate sales, a part of that is going to go to paying down your cap. So until you have capped here at LPT Realty, the rev share dollars that you are generating will help pay that cap down faster, such that you get to 100% commission sooner on those real estate sales. Because again, we want to help you keep as much money as we possibly can of those real estate sales that you're selling. And by helping you pay down that cap sooner, we're helping you get to that 100% commission even faster. The next one is, and you would have seen this on the screen, LPT Realty requires significantly less active direct sponsored agents than other models, allowing the agents to focus on real estate sales and not focus on recruiting to unlock all 7 levels. So like we talked about, to unlock these levels, you do need a certain number of frontline agents that you have directly sponsored that are actively selling real estate. And so what we've seen at some other brokerages is that number can be so high that you end up having to spend a lot of your time just kind of constantly focusing on keeping those frontline agents always being recruiting so that you can have all 7 levels unlocked. We've taken a different approach here. We have a drastically lower number than a lot of other brokerages out there to help you focus on real estate sales and not have to constantly just be chasing recruiting agents to keep that model open. Also, to provide a level playing field for agents focused on real estate sales versus recruiting, agents are prohibited from offering anything of value for being named as a sponsor. And this, again, is a big difference between us and some other brokerages, wherein if you want to name us as your sponsor, we want you to do that because we were the ones who gave you the most information about LPT, explained the model to you, broke it down for you, and were the biggest influence in your decision to join the brokerage. That's the whole purpose of the sponsorship model. And it should not be the person that just can offer you the most free stuff if you partner with them, because what we've found is that puts the average agent, the agent who wants to build their personal downline, at a huge disadvantage if they don't also have all of that free stuff to give away. So we've taken that approach here that we want to try to keep this sponsorship as pure as possible and not attach it to gifts and things that we can kind of give away in exchange for you naming us as your sponsor. And the last one here is to encourage agents to stay focused on real estate during their transition. Agents cannot earn rev share for their first 90 days. This allows agents to learn our systems and tools and focus on new brokerage buzz. and focus on new brokerage buzz on driving more transactions. So really what we're saying here is that if you want to come here and you do want to attract agents, we fully support you doing that. And you can start doing that on day one if you want, but we do have a rule in place that you cannot collect any of that rev share for the first 90 days, because what we really want you focusing on in those first 90 days is learning LPT and learning all the amazing reasons that agents from all over different brokerage models are coming here and taking advantage of the tools. And we want you to learn those tools such that you can effectively share the value that LPT offers with the people that you want to partner with. And that's what AJ and I try to do here, is share as much of the tools and resources that we offer here so that you know what kind of value you're going to be getting as the agent when you partner, and not just the value that we're going to be getting as your sponsor. So again, those are just some cultural differences that I do want to point out, and the things that I think are very important. And the big thing that's driving this is leadership. And I'll say that as well, that the biggest difference I think you guys are going to find between LPT Realty and a lot of other brokerages out there is leadership. And being led by Robert Palmer, who right now essentially owns the entire company and is really pulling a lot of the levers to create the growth that we're experiencing right now. It's really amazing to kind of be under that type of leadership, especially as we go through these more difficult real estate times. So he is the person that AJ and I have decided to kind of hitch our wagon to as we go through these difficult times and just a changing market. And so that's something to consider as well, is what kind of leader do you want in charge of the brokerage that you're going to be partnered with.
Yeah, that's awesome, Mark. Thank you so much for explaining those core values. It's amazing. Well, now we've reached a point. We've reached a point where it's time for you to make a decision, right? And guess what? We actually, whatever decision you make is okay with us. You could decide to do absolutely nothing at this point and continue to do your business the way you've been doing, and that's fine. That's up to you. You could decide that you want a little bit more information. And if you want some more information, then I highly suggest you click below, set up a Zoom with us. We would love to meet you. We would love to chat with you. You could actually, if you want to send us an email, that's fine too. But I suggest just set up a Zoom with us. We're super friendly for the most part. And the other thing is the other option is you could say, you know what? I'm ready to go. Like, this sounds amazing. I'm ready to sign up. I want to, make you guys our sponsor. There's a link down below. You can go ahead and get set up right away and still set up a Zoom with us, because we would love to learn more about you and what we could do to help you and your business. You guys, we're so appreciative of you and your time. We're super excited. The momentum and the things that have been happening in a short period of time. I mean, we are officially the fastest growing real estate company ever, and that's really impressive considering what's going on right now in the world and the market. And so thank you guys again so much. Mark, do you have anything else you want to finish with?
I've got one last thing I want to finish with, and it comes from Damien Calais, AJ's sponsor, and he has a little quote that's: there's people who make things happen, there's people who watch things happen, and there's people who sit back and later go, what the hell just happened?
What happened?
What kind of person are you? So I will leave you with that. Really appreciate you guys watching again. We're super grateful for you putting in the time to watch this. We hope to have the opportunity to connect with you personally on a Zoom call. Check the link below. And until then, be well.
Have a great day.